So in the final chapter of My Hero Academia, I think we're given enough information to figure out who the top 10 heroes are. And since this is the end of the series, it means we're looking at who the top heroes are 8 years into the future. And before coming into this chapter, I wasn't sure if the Billboard chart was still going to be a thing, given how society and everything changed after the war was over. But no, in this chapter, it is confirmed that the Billboard chart is still a thing, and that it's still also important, and we're actually finding out some of the heroes that are straight up ranked on it. So I guess we can just start with who number 1 would be, because that seems to be the most definitive hint that we're getting here. So in this chapter, Aizawa is talking to Izuku, who had become a teacher at this point, and he's basically giving him like an update on what's going on with his fellow classmates at this point. And he says, your old pal, referring to Bakugo, is about to drop a few notches down the Billboard chart again. So that right there confirmed that the Billboard chart was a thing, and it's also confirming that Bakugo is on it, which we can just assume that he would be. I mean, 8 years prior, during like the First and Second Wars, there was quite a few students in Class 1A who could easily be top 10 heroes at that point. But Bakugo is on the chart, I'm assuming within the top 10. Despite Aizawa saying that he dropped a few notches because, I guess, of his behavior. Because we see in this panel, someone's like filming him and he's like, who said you can get up in my face? I'm not your entertainment. You want to die? So in my opinion, I think Bakugo would probably be the number 1 ranked hero if it didn't take into account being good with the public, I suppose. And you know what? Now that I mentioned that, let's go into what account for these rankings in the first place. So the professional heroes are officially ranked by taking several factors into account, such as the level of strength they have displayed, the number of cases they have resolved, and their general popularity and their overall contribution to society. So Bakugo checks most of those boxes, especially the strength they've displayed. At this point, I'm assuming he's got to be the strongest hero alive. I mean, there's no way to know for sure, I'm just taking a guess. Number of cases resolved, he probably resolved a lot of them. And then his general popularity is probably good, but the way that he behaves probably affects that to some degree. And then his overall contribution to society, I guess, can't be balanced by the fact that he's not like a goody two-shoes. I'm not really sure, but I assume that he would be number 1 if not for these factors that go into it. But that being said, going further into the conversation, Aizawa says that you know how Togata Senpai skyrocketed to the top of the chart, surpassing Kamui Woods and Mount Lady along the way. So that right there, I guess, confirms that Mirio is the number 1 ranked hero at this point. So that means that in level of strength displayed, the number of cases resolved, and their general popularity with their overall contribution to society, Mirio excels the most in all of those categories. Which I totally get. He was kind of primed to be the number 1 hero when he was introduced anyway. So this isn't necessarily saying that he's more powerful than Bakugo, because I don't think that he is. We saw how limited he was in the final war, especially in comparison to Bakugo. But being a hero overall, which is not just about being strong, he surpasses Bakugo, which is understandable. It's also specifically pointed out that he's surpassing Kamui Woods and Mount Lady, so that could mean that Kamui Woods was number 1 and Mount Lady was number 2, and now they are 2 and 3, which is pretty cool because, they're also like a couple, and they've always been pretty solid heroes. And at the beginning of the series, it was also mentioned that they were like the up-and-coming rookies. And now we see, at the end of it, they're pretty much 1 and 2 or 2 and 3. Now, as for the rest of who the top 10 could be, it's pretty ambiguous, and it's up for you to decide, but there are some candidates for sure. So Shoto is being mentioned in this as well. And it said that he's out there, in the field doing good day and night. And he might be a little awkward, but he treats all fans equally with respect. And these days, people are thinking of him as Endeavor's son less and less. So I think he's probably top 10 for sure. I mean, he's unbelievably powerful. He's got to be top 3 strongest, right? So for sure, he's got to be top 10. We also get mentions of Ida, Tsuyu, Yaoyorozu, and Uraraka. They tour elementary schools. I don't know if this means that they're all top 10 as well, but they very likely could be. At least one of them in this group has to be. Shoji is also mentioned in this chapter. He's receiving this award. the Imamura Peace Prize, because apparently he was finding peaceful resolutions to conflicts. So he's probably top 10 as well. And then the last heroes mentioned here by Aizawa are Monoma and Honanuki, saying that they are matching that energy that Mirio showed, surpassing Kamui Woods and Mount Lady. And they're coming up fast too. So coming up fast from where, we don't know exactly, but they could be top 10. And then the other heroes that aren't mentioned but we see are like a poster of Tokoyami. And then we see like this video or news thing playing on like a public TV of Kirishima, and it says, absurdly popular with the male demographic, it's the chivalrous Red Riot. Now dive into his surprising origin story. So that could imply that they're top 10 as well. I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't be, but with that information we've been given, it seems like the top 15, we'll say, are like Mirio, Kamui Woods, Mount Lady, Bakugo, Shoto, Monoma, Honanuki, Uraraka, Shoji, Kirishima, Ida, Yaoyorozu, and Tsuyu, and Tokoyami as well. Hey, but real quick, guys, you should check out Gamer Supps in case you haven't already. They're a great energy supplement that can help you with gaming, studying, or anything that really you want to do. They come in caffeine and caffeine-free, and they also have nootropics in it, like L-theanine, L-tyrosine, and choline L-bitartrate. So it's not just, regular caffeine. It makes you really feel good and focused. If you're looking for a tub to buy, check out the new flavor Nuclear Bombsicle by Casio. It tastes just like a bombsicle. This is already one of my favorite flavors. They also have these awesome sus bars, which are only 100 calories and only has 1 gram of sugar and 8 grams of protein. My favorite flavor is the chocolate. I cannot get enough of these things. They also have gamer tea in both caffeinated and non-caffeinated. I personally really like the caffeine-free sleepy time with theanine. You can also get some of these awesome gamer soups, which I absolutely love. So guys, check the link in the description and make sure to use code BIGZ for 10% off. Thanks, guys. So yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. Let me know in the comments what you think the top 10 could be. Also, we have to remember that Izuku does get the power suit at the end, and he winds up becoming a hero again as well with his friends. So he possibly could join that top 10 eventually in theory. But yeah, like I said, let me know what you guys think. And if you liked the video, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.